how does PRP compare to other treatments such as anti-wrinkle treatments, dermal filler?
Completely different. Dermal filler can either be made of calcium hydroxyapatite, can be made out of hyaluronic acid. They are there usually as volume replacers to replace lost volume. Botulinum toxin, Botox is a brand name, for botulinum toxin, type A, and it is a neuromodulator, which in English means when it's injected into the tissues, the target is actually the nerve called the neuron, and it stops the nerve from sending out a signal called acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter, and that acetylcholine is sent to another neuron to tell the muscle to contract. And so it blocks that, right? So the nerve can no longer send out that signal and say, hey, muscle contract. So it's not contracting anymore. That's how botulinum toxin type A works. And then over 3 months, that nerve or neuron starts to create new ends, like little hands. That's why I was doing this. So it starts to have little fingers that come out again, and it can start to release acetylcholine again. And so you need to have your toxin repeated in 3 months or 4 months or 5 months or 6 or whatever. It's not a permanent treatment. Neither is PRP. PRP is not a permanent treatment. Neither is a volume replacement. So it's not going to give you if you've got, I don't know, an issue with a bump on the nose, you can't use PRP to hide that bump. If you have muscle movement line secondary to muscle movement, your PRP isn't going to stop the muscle movement. Your PRP is there to stimulate, to give you that surge of growth factors. But what I would compare it to is PRF. So PRF is different, right? So remember we said that inside the tubes, you have something called an anticoagulant that stops the coagulation, which means clotting of the blood, and separates the blood cells, the white blood cells, the red blood cells from the plasma. PRF can either have something that takes away the red blood cells but allows white blood cells, called leukocytes, PRF or LPRF, or it can be advanced PRF, which is where you put it in a centrifuge at a slightly slower speed, so it doesn't spin around as fast as PRP, which because it's spinning around so fast, you get the separation. PRP is spun around slightly slower, but over a longer period of time. So instead of say 5 minutes, it's 14 minutes. Without the presence of anticoagulants, which give you something called platelet-rich fibrin. And so it looks more like a clot. And you have a very short window in which to use it. And it's because it's more of a clot-like structure, it lasts longer in the tissues, and it slowly over time releases growth factors. And clinical studies, meta-analyses have been done, randomized control trials that have proven and seem to show that advanced PRF, which maintains the white blood cells, releases a higher volume and activity of growth factors as compared to PRP over a period of time. So PRP is like an initial boom, like you get this quick turbo boost, nice, nourishing, great. But day 10, when studies have been done, comparing them, meta-analyses, what they found was at day 10, advanced PRF was superior in the amount of sustained PEGF and IGF, in particular IGF, insulin-like growth factors, and therefore fibroblast production. So actually, with someone with, for example, scarring, I'm now inclined to use advanced PRF. And we're using it in combination with amino acids, polynucleotides, and non-cross-linked hyaluronic acids. So using it in combination, I think, is a massive, massive, massive underused, under-talked about potential that has shown significant improvements because each thing is doing something different.